everyone speaks, man, if you guys could go ahead and mute your mics for me. All right. Good. Look, man, I'm Darren Franklin. Again, Desmond, I want to say thank you for that introduction, man. I appreciate that. Again, thank you also for creating this platform for these young men to have a chance to be able to grow. And also the young men that are on this platform participating today, you guys making a sacrifice, man, to be here and to get better. And I'll talk about a little bit of this today, but I believe that every day we have a chance to either stay the same or get better. And if you guys are on this call, man, you're going to find a way to get better at life and be a better individual. I also want to say thank you to my son and my cousin. Those guys are on supporting me here today. I always want to recognize family. Family is very important to me. So I appreciate those guys making the sacrifice and participating also. All right. As Desmond said, I'm Darren Franklin. I'm a former educator and former coach. I'm originally from New Orleans, guys. If you could, if you're from New Orleans or from Louisiana, man, type the boot in the chat for me. Type the boot in the chat. If we have anybody on here from down south in the boot, type that in if you're from there. I see. All right, Jackson. All right. All right, Dalen. Good. All right. Let's see Miles. Good. Well, look, guys, I see you. Yep. Mr. Desmond's in there. Cool. Well, look, man, if for the other guys that are not from the booth, I'm gonna paint a picture for you real quick to get started. Down in the French Quarter area, man, and French Quarter in the French Market, down by Cafe Du Monde. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, had the beignets maybe when you travel here sometimes. But if you get a chance to, man, when you come to New Orleans, you got to go get you some of those Cafe Du Monde beignets. All right. And guys, excuse me, man, if you can, just go ahead and mute your mics for me so we won't have the feedback. But down in where the French Market meets the French Quarter, there's this nice restaurant where people go to get beignets and they also go to be entertained, right? And you may go down there, man. You may see some street performers. You may see some artists. You could also see some people playing instruments. You could see singers. It's just a creative place for all of the residents of New Orleans who are in the artistry. And they also go out and they perform for the people that are coming in as the tourists. But there's this guy, Mr. DJ. And he's a sculptor, man. He works on wood sculptures. Sometimes he's a carpenter, and sometimes he works on granite with a nice little chisel. Well, there were some kids that always come by. In fact, these little kids, man, when they come by, sometimes they have the bottle tops on the bottom of their shoes when they're tapping. Sometimes they have their drumsticks, man, and they're beating on the buckets. You know, they're entertainers too, and they always speak to Mr. DJ. But one day, man, Mr. DJ, he was creating something, and he was chiseling away the granite. Right? It was just this large amount of rock that he had. And he was chiseling away. And the guys came by. They said, Mr. DJ, what you got going on? He said, hey, guys, I'll show y'all when y'all come back in a few days. So the guys came back and they spoke to Mr. DJ the second day. They said, Mr. DJ, man, you still chiseling away? He said, hey, guys, you know how I do it. So he came back the third day. The guys came back. They said, Mr. DJ, how did you know that man was in there? And Mr. DJ smiled at him. He laughed. He said, guys, that man was always there. In fact, guys, he had chiseled away so much and so particular and detailed, it looked like a guy from the Avengers. Well, when Mr. DJ said that guy was always in there, that's a relevant story to us because he made an image that those kids couldn't see in the beginning. Well, going beyond today, man, I want you guys to understand that as you earn while you learn, you have everything inside of you to accomplish the goals and things that you want to achieve. But every day you got to keep chiseling away at that granite to make a self-image of yourself and seeing yourself in the future. Okay, so let's get it going. We can go to the next one now, Mr. Desmond. I talked about family, guys, and in those pictures, man, you'll see a lot of people that are very important to me. I believe that family is very important, man. I got my dad there, my kids, when we were down living in New Orleans at one time, my sisters, man. Got my cousins and nieces and nephews, and my lady is there. But family is always important to me, okay? And and they are the people that'll stand in your corner, man, when you need them most. Okay, we can go to the next one. Well, just a description of some of those family members, right? I learned a lot, man, from my dad and my mom, as you can see there. My dad was my first coach. My mom, man, I went to an event with her last night with the Brothers Empowered to Teach. She's a lifelong educator. My kids, Miles and Madison, man, I love being their dad, and I'm learning how to listen to two teenagers and continue to allow them to grow. Uh, Very important, man. My sisters, all three of them, just they helped me with so much of being able to understand how to deal with women, man. And that's very important. Obviously, guys, the wisdom that you gain from being around your grandparents, cherish those relationships. But family, man, it was always very important to me. And I wanted to make sure that you guys understood how important it was to me. Okay. But before we go on, I want to bring up something, man. I heard you guys talking about some politics and yes, the big election. And I won't get much more into it, but I watched former Barack Obama on the Pivot the other day. And if you guys can, man, that's a nice show with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and a couple other guys, and they have big time people on there. But Barack Obama was on there, President Obama was on, man, and I would encourage you guys to watch that episode because he shares some things that kind of go along with what we were talking about in the introduction. But one thing he did say, and I want to leave with you is the reason why voting matters, especially in this particular race. He said, yeah, it may not affect you wholeheartedly or majorly on your everyday life, but it will affect the way that things go as far as something could get just a little bit better or something could get a whole lot worse. So remind your parents and your colleagues and your peers who are going out to vote that we always want things to get better and to keep that in mind. All right. Good. Thank you. So I've learned, man, as a teacher and a coach, that kids don't like when you talk at them. So, guys, today we're going to make this a engaging experience. Okay. So, if you want to, you can either type in the chat, guys, or you can come on and I want to hear, man, why are you here today? All right. Why are you here? Meaning, are you here because somebody told you you had to be here? Are you here because you wanted to be here? Like, why are you here today? All right. Let's take a few seconds to put some information in the chat for me or unmute your mics and talk to us. Why are you here, guys? And let's also make sure that we have our cameras on.
You saying like why I'm here, like on the Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, bet. Let me think.
And everybody, he just asked for us to turn our cameras on. So if you heard him and you can do it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Y'all know this not how we roll, man. Come on, get them cameras on. If you ain't doing nothing, you look. You better take your bonnet off. I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna go first.
What's your name?
Major.
Major.
Yes, sir. I feel like I'm here to learn about how I can take my first steps into college. Like I have like one specific question actually. If anybody can answer it. Like when is the best time to like apply? I know some of my other friends, they've already started applying and they already got like results back from their colleges. So it's like, should I start applying like now or should I wait like maybe a few more weeks?
Major, what grade are you in?
I'm currently a senior.
Okay. Man, I would suggest that you go ahead and start applying now. Start applying now so that you can have options.
Got it. Thank you.
Anybody else? Who else is here? Why are you here, guys? Why are we here today?
Come on, man. It's not class. Don't make me call your name.
My name's Harry. I want to apologize for me going late. My camera going off. Having car issues. But the reason I'm here is to boost my network, net worth, to find out other ways to improve myself for college, and also, hopefully get a chance to view the great Xavier College one more time before I, officially decide my college choice.
All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. Mariah, Wayne. Okay. Thank you. One more person. Tell us why you're here.
My name is Ethan Graham. I'm here to find views or values in life that can help better myself and push myself forward into a better light so that I can prosper in what I do. Sorry, I'm currently at work trying to get this over with.
All right, Ethan. Good job, man. Good job. Okay. Yep. Caleb, thank you for sharing that with Major. Major, make sure you see that about the Common App and anyone else uh, that is interested and you're in that process of, applying to college, man. Common App and there are a lot of resources out there, guys. Not only speak to your counselors, but um, I heard a young man talk about networking. I hope that you guys are exchanging phone numbers or following each other on social media because you could wind up going to a college. Yes, we want you to make a choice to go to the prestigious Xavier University, but if that's not for you, man, you can possibly have a roommate on this call with you right now. Okay. Desmond, if you had anything else to share on that, if not, we can go on to the next
No, I think that was perfect. We can go ahead and move on.
one. Good. So earning while you learn, right? So I'm quite sure, man, that everybody has heard this phrase, learn to earn. And I know that most of you guys, if you're a senior, man, you've been in school for almost 12, 13 years. Some guys may be sophomores, but uh, I feel like, man, as I continue to grow into a young man and gaining wisdom and sharing that, I believe that we should be able to earn while we learn. Okay. I know that sometimes, man, you may have been told that, hey, you got to go to school, you got to get a job after you go to school. That is true. That definitely helps out. Or you may have been encouraged to go and get a trade, some type of skill. You may want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. I feel like successful people have these three things. They either have some type of work ethic, right? They have some education or knowledge, or they have some type of skill set or trade. Okay, I want you to just think about that for a second. I believe that successful people have some type of work ethic, meaning that they're a go-getter and they understand when they need to make sacrifice to do the things that they need to do. They have some type of education or acquire knowledge every day, or they have some type of skill set or trade. Okay. As you see that young man jumped in that picture, he's showing you what success looks like. Okay. One thing I want to make sure, guys, that we keep in mind today, time is irreplaceable. All right. That sun is going to shine on tomorrow, and it's going to shine every day that we're blessed to rise with it. Okay. So you want to make sure, man, that you take advantage of the time that you have, guys. Okay. We always want to take advantage of the time that we have. So I'm just sharing with you as we go along throughout this conversation today, we're not going to wait. Every day that you wake up, guys, you have a chance to get better or stay the same. All right. And if you're earning while you learn, I believe that you're giving yourself a real good opportunity to get better. Good. So I have another question for you. Okay. Now, again, guys, I'm a former teacher, man. I've taught at 13 different schools in the Dallas Metroplex, also in the New Orleans area, over about 20 years. And I've come to find out, man, that teens nowadays, they worry about different things. Okay. So to make this a little more interactive, right, we're going to be transparent with one another. And one thing that I want to make sure, man, just is some house rules, and I have to share this with my team. Hey, if people are being transparent and being vulnerable, let's make sure we keep this on this call and be very respectful of them. Okay. So what do most male teens worry about? All right. Again, I want you to be able to unmute, turn on your camera and share with us, or type in the chat for us, guys. What do most male teens worry about?
Come on,
What
guys.
others,
Come on,
what,
guys. Who
what
first?
others
Let's
think
go.
about them?
Say that again, please.
What others think about them?
Okay. All right. And what's your name?
Jalen Kenny.
Jalen, thank you for sharing. Okay. Julian thinks that Most male teens worry about their future. Okay. Jalen, could you just expound on that? Maybe turn on or type?
Like they'll think about like, oh, what does this person think about me if I don't do this, or what do they think about me if I don't go to this party? Like, am I cool or am I not? Like, they think about what others think about them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man. Okay. Let's hear some more feedback. What do most male teens worry about?
Um, Personally, one thing I worry about is like not being able to be successful and kind of like me as a person shutting my own dreams down and not being able to like fulfill promises I've made with my parents and stuff like that, and just kind of disappointing them because I feel like that's another big thing is that I feel like approval is one thing for me because not only will like the work that I put in make me feel better about myself, but also the approval I get and like the head nods, the thumbs up I get from other people kind of boost that feeling. So that's one major thing that I'm worried about.
Thank you. And what's your name again, young man?
Ben, Ben Bohr.
Ben. Ben. Cool, Ben. Hey, guys, I appreciate everyone sharing. I'm going to hear some more from you. If you can, guys, when you share, state your name for us before you share. Who else? What do most male teens worry about?
I'm Alan, and I think most teens worry about like what kind of job they'll have after high school and college, and whether or not they'll be successful in doing that, and worrying about like what they can provide for themselves, and like what kind of impact they can make on the world. Because I feel like that's what most people want to do is have their mark on the world so that they know that they did something. So most people will kind of worry about, how can I do that in such a short amount of time that we have?
Okay. All right. We'll take one more. We'll take one more.
I'm Breeze. I think one thing that like stresses like male teens is like what they want to do like after high school when they graduate because they have it all planned out. They want to go to college. Some don't want to go to college. They want to do like their own thing. I think it's just up to them of what they want to do and just plan it out and see what happens.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. We have anything in the chat, Mr. Desmond? Anybody shared anything in the chat? Go ahead and unmute yourself for us, please.
Oh, I apologize. I think you already said this one, but Julian said the future, their future. So
okay, good. Well, look, guys. Remember, I started off with that story about that crafter, right? That sculptor who was chiseling away, and he made that image that those young men and those little kids came by and saw down at the French market, right? Well, that self-image is so important. That's what one person talked about already. How others see them. Okay. Every day, man, keep chiseling away at your self-image. Okay. Begin to have some vision. There's a difference between sight and vision. I believe sight is what you can see right in front of you. Vision is what you see far along. Okay. So be able to create that image of yourself, man. Be able to create that image of yourself. Someone talked about the village of people that's helping them, encouraging them. That family. If I didn't have my family, man, encouraging me at the age that you guys were at, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. Okay. So that village is very important. People like Mr. Desmond, the guys that are mentoring you, that's very important. Okay. Someone talked about time. Man, we're going to get into that also. Remember, I just said time is irreplaceable, right? If you're fortunate to wake up every day and see that sunshine, take advantage of your time. Okay? Take advantage of your time. Also, understand this, man. If you look at that picture, okay, and you see that guy kind of sweating in that picture, right? Well, we don't ever want to have that much pressure on us, guys. Okay? Man, yes, life can be challenging sometimes, but I tell you what, I believe in the 3 P's. If you're persistent, patient, and positive, the universe will work out for you guys. Okay? And look, man, you're going to make some mistakes. All right? You're going to earn some life currency. And we're going to talk about that today. It's all about blessings and lessons. Okay? So thank you again, guys, for sharing. And let's continue to move on so we can share those tools with you guys so we can eliminate that worrying. So I believe that as we continue to earn while we learn, and someone talked about teens worry about their future, right? Well, I think that, man, that life currency, right? Not the currency that you see in that picture to spend or trade for goods, but those life experiences. Okay, man, as you earn life currency, you're going to learn some lessons some days, and some days, man, you're going to earn some blessings. Okay, so don't be afraid to continue to grow. Don't be afraid to step out and be yourself. Don't worry about what other people consider you or think about you. Continue to earn that life currency. Okay, I've talked about it already. Being able to get better every day or remain the same. You don't want to remain the same. But one thing I've learned, guys, is to be able to celebrate the small wins. Here's what those small wins could look like for someone like yourself. A small win could be for you getting to school just on time. Okay. A small win could be you being able to eat breakfast every day in the mornings. A small win for you could be somebody telling you, hey, man, I love you. A small win for you could be you being able to serve someone and someone telling you thank you. They've never been, they've never had anyone to do a service that they've done like you just did. That's a small win, guys. So an activity that I want us to be able to do, I want you to be able to think about, okay, a small win that you may have had this week. A small win, just a personal small win, okay? And what I want you to do is, I want you to take a selfie of yourself, if you can. I understand we're on a Zoom. If not, you can perform this at a later date. You take a selfie of yourself, man, celebrating that small win. Obviously, you're going to have that smile like you see on that guy's face. But when you take that selfie, I want you to take that selfie and write on it with your finger, as far as like cropped in a photo or editing that photo, and describe what that small win was. Okay. Why do I want to do that? Because sometimes, guys, as you're earning that life currency and things don't go your way, you need to be able to have a reflection and see a small win to give you encouragement to gain another small win. Because those small wins turn into major gains, and major gains turn into big time victory for us individually. Okay. So if you guys can, go ahead and let's take a few minutes, man, to conduct this activity. If you can, take a selfie of yourself, and then I would like for you to edit that picture, obviously, right? And write or type what type of small win you had this week. And then we're going to kind of share out a little bit. Give you guys about 60 seconds. That's what I'm talking about, Jalen. So, Jalen, make sure you take a selfie of yourself, man, and type that on that selfie, or edit on that selfie if you can, or if you want to use another platform after this call to do that. It's so important, buddy, that you have that small win available, because sometimes you might go to physics class and you might not understand what's going on, but you had a small win before, so that's going to propel you to be encouraged to get you another small win. Thank you, Mr. Desmond, for sharing.
Yes,
We
sir.
got about 20 more seconds, guys.
Come on, guys. I did it. You can do it too. Come on. If I can do it, you can do it. No excuses. Let's go.
Somebody passed the college algebra test. Cool. Make sure that you put that on your phone, man, because, hey, I was the type of teacher, you know, I think that the phone is a tool, right? So if you're going to look at it, why not use it? Okay. We already take selfies. Okay. Yeah, I'm an older guy, but I understand that the world is about evolving. I acquire life currency every day too, because I earn while I learn. All right. So anytime you have a small win, gentlemen, I want to challenge you, man, to continue this activity as you continue to grow. Okay. Because think about it. Unfortunately, man, in society, so much negativity is around us, right? So much negativity. And as we talked about with that question before, what do most male teens worry about? Man, if you pull out your phone and you see a small win, that may make a big difference between you going right or going left. And if we can go right to something that's prosperous for us, man, that's always amazing.
And I just want to say too, shout out to all this black excellence I'm seeing in the chat right now. Like all of these wins, like for real, like y'all really doing it. Y'all really doing this life thing. Like he's saying, earning that life currency, man. Shout out to y'all for real.
Thank you. Anybody want to share? I saw some guys in the chat that shared. Thank you. Anybody want to turn their camera on and their microphone and share it?
I'll go ahead. Um,
You got it.
yeah. Recently, I just got my CAD certification. It's kind of like a software that we use for engineering. So you like design like pieces that you can like model or 3D print. So I just got my certification for that. So that can help me with jobs in the future.
There you go. Those small wins, Major. That's a small win, man. And then as you notice, as you continue to compile those small wins, a major win not only could be you gaining a job, right? But man, another major win could be you can help somebody else, right? And share with them, hey man, here's how you go about earning that certification. Or you start your own business or be a supervisor and you can hire someone else. And based off the life experiences that you've had, you can help them. All right, and help them with some small wins. That's when you get to victory, man, where you can be able to not only teach someone else, but serve someone else and be able to show them how to do things. All right, good job. Let's go on to the next one. Appreciate you guys participating in that. Earning while we learning, guys. Now, I heard you guys talk about some time, right? So there's this dash, right? I call it life's dash. There's this dash, okay, that is in between 1 year and another year. And that life dash is the dash that is all the experiences and life events from when you were born to when your time on this earth ends. So, for instance, I was born in 1980, and I want to see what math people are. How long do I feel like I want to live? You see that last number there. So, how long am I projecting that I'm going to live? There we go. Outstanding. Thank you. I'm trying to get to 100, man. I'm trying to get to 100, and I would even go beyond. Okay. But see that life dash, guys, that little small line in between those two numbers, you have the opportunity to control that dash. That dash is that clock that's turning up there to the right. That's the amount of time that we have, guys. Okay. You control that dash, man. So don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. You control that dash. You determine how long that dash is going to be. You determine what I mean by that is you determine what's all going to be a part of that dash. The young man talked about earning a certification and then putting himself in position to get a job. Another young man talked about he has athletics and that's what he's worried about. Another young man talked about applying to college. All those are part of that dash in between there. But what does that dash represent? Yeah, we know that it represents a time frame, but it also represents you. Okay, so what would that dash talk to you? What would that dash describe about you and who you are? Right? Is that dash only going to say that you are afraid to take risk and achieve your hopes and try to achieve your hopes, dreams, and goals? Will that dash show how much you served other people? Okay. Will that dash show how much you evolved as a person? Will that dash show how much you were able to not only change your behavior but grow your behavior? That dash, man, it's a reflection of who you are and what you've done and what you're going to do. Okay. So at F42 Empowerment, guys, one thing that we pride ourselves on is we 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 pride ourselves on giving people the tools and the strategies to achieve their hopes, dreams, and goals. All right. And I'm going to show you guys a small little bonus or prize that I have for you at the end of this talk. Okay. So, Mr. Desmond, I believe we may be able to click on that link. I hope that you can. If not, you may have to take it out of full screen and click on it. Does it allow you to show?
Is this what we're looking for?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. And if you could make it full screen to your bottom right. Yep. Close those out. Yep. And you can close the comments up there at the top, right?
Um,
There we go. All right. If you could just scroll that down a little bit.
yep.
All right, gentlemen, at the end, man, I got something free for you guys. But I just wanted to show you, man, that what it looks like to be able to set yourself up in position, right? And live in that life dash. Okay. We all have hopes and dreams, man, and goals. Okay. The hopes are the things that we just kind of wish for, guys. Okay. The things that we desire. All right. Those are what I believe hopes are. Okay. Our dreams, right? Our dreams is just based off our imagination, man. Okay. Some of us have dreams of doing big things. I heard one young man talking about the U.S. government. That young man, I think, man, I don't know, but you sound like your dream may be to be involved in politics. Okay, it may not necessarily be the president of the United States, but hey, you may want to be a senator. You may want to be a mayor. All right, and then some goals. Well, a description of a goal is something that we can achieve and attain. Okay, based off a plan and a purpose. All right. So those three things, man, I want you to kind of keep in mind. And I just given you guys an example of how to complete this. All right. So, for instance, this is me talking, right? I believe that a hope that I have right now is that my lady that I'm dating, she'll say yes if I ask her to be my lifetime partner. All right. A dream that I have is to live in Latin America or the Caribbean area. All right. A goal that I have is to confirm three or more speaking engagements each month. All right. Well, with all of those things, we always want to have some thoughts, some ideas, and some plans, guys, about how we can achieve our hopes and our dreams and our goals. Okay. So if you see there, I gave you guys some descriptions of how I will be able to attain those wishes that I have, right? We'll begin a long lasting relationship with family. Okay. Uh, as you see there, with my dreams. By the age of 50, man, I want to have enough income, right, from the stock market to transition to living in another country. It's totally different, guys, if you talk about something versus putting down some ideas and some plans. Okay. And then obviously, man, some goals, the strategic plan that I have in place is that I send emails, attend face-to-face events, networking, doing all those things. Okay. So I'm just kind of giving you guys a little guide that you'll be able to either type on this when you get it, or if you have opportunity to print it. I think that is something that can help you, man, to describe that life dash. Okay. And at the bottom of that page, you'll see a little couple statements that I'm sharing with you guys when you get hold of this. Is just kind of remember, man, check in on the process. Okay. To check your assessment of where you are and your progress. And that also relates to everyday life because that dash, right? And just think about when you were a little kid, learn how to ride the bike, learn how to play your PS3 or PS4, and then it evolved to a PS5. You had to kind of get a little better at Madden and the strategies and things of that, right? And Fortnite, right? Okay. And you have to adjust some things because you learn more. All right. Adjusting the plan may be necessary, guys. Okay. But making sure that you have action and progress is the key. Okay. The young man that talked about the applications, don't sit back and wait. All right. Go ahead and complete those applications. Put forth some action. Give yourself some goals to achieve or attain. You know, you may want to do an application a week, for example. Well, coach, I didn't have enough time to get that application done this week. Hey, man, that's okay. But make sure you have it written down. Make sure you check your progress and make sure you're putting forth the action to achieve those goals. All right. Thank you, Mr. Desmond. We can return to the presentation. We can go on to the next one. Thank you. All right. I heard that we are all from all over the country. So here's that teacher coming out of me again. All right. And make sure you read those instructions carefully. Now, everybody's going to type in the chat for this one. All right. Everybody's going to type in the chat. I want to see what kind of neighborhoods you're representing, man. What kind of neighborhoods you're living in. All right. So that says in at least 6 words, but no more than 11, describe your neighborhood. In at least 6 words, so a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 11. Describe your neighborhood. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Describe your neighborhood. And type that in the chat for us. All right, Josiah. Thank you for attending.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we need to have at least 6 words in your description. At least 6 words. Minimum of 6. No more than 11. So that's gonna cause you to think a little bit. Ah, okay. Some neighbors. Oh, all right. Somebody got some acreage out there. Peaceful. I agree with you. Oh, somebody lives in a cultural, impactful neighborhood. All right, we got somebody in BR. Okay. Welcoming. Good.
Remember, y'all,
Good.
make sure to use 6 words. Come on. You got it. You got it.
You can use 6 or more, but no more than 11. Right? See, next time I ask this question, I'm gonna ask and see what you guys English skills are. Make a complete sentence or two. Are we good? Okay, good. All right, a few more seconds. Ah, somebody lives near Detroit. Okay. Hey man, it's so important, guys. I hope that you guys know each other on this call. I hope that you guys develop some type of relationship with one another, man, because you never know. You guys may want to go into business together. You may want to start a foundation together. All that's part of that life dash, man. But I wish I would have knew about networking at an early age. So be intentional about finding out who is in this program. All right, guys. Good. All right, Mr. Desmond, we can go on to the next one. And guys, we're almost coming toward the end, right? So I also believe this, man, as you continue to earn while you learn, there are going to be doors of opportunity. Now, that self-confidence that we talked about, some of you guys have mentioned it. Mr. JD, he was doing it with that self-image for those kids, sculpting away. Man, self-confidence is so important, guys. Okay. It's so important, man, that you continue to create that image of yourself every day, right? One thing I used to challenge guys about is, uh, man, being able to be able to walk with your head high, right? Being able to be able to look at people when you're talking and being able to articulate yourself, okay? Being able to say yes and no. Um, Also, man, just having an understanding of how you present yourself, right, with the best of your ability is so important. All right. It kind of gives you that glow, that Bruce Leroy glow. And some guys may know a movie that I'm talking about, The Last Dragon, but man, that self confidence, man, being able to hold your shoulders back, guys, and no matter what is going on, man, to be able to walk through life. Okay. Because sometimes, guys, you're going to get opportunities. Okay. I know that sometimes when we get opportunities, some people may feel like, Coach Frank, man, I don't have enough knowledge about this opportunity. But look, man, I feel like as you continue to learn, okay, to continue to earn while you learn, you're prepared. You have enough in you, okay? Because all you have to do is be able to ask questions. If you don't know, we all are smart enough and talented enough to figure things out, okay? I'll give you some three scenarios, man, about opportunities. Sometimes, guys, you're going to have a key to a door of opportunity. So with that key, you should go ahead and turn it and walk right into that opportunity, man, with major self-confidence. Okay. Sometimes, guys, you're gonna have to knock on the door, you're gonna have to ring the doorbell, and guess what? Nobody's gonna answer. But that doesn't mean that you shut yourself down or consider yourself a failure. That just means, hey, I'm going on to the next one. All right. But sometimes, guys, you're going to knock on that door, you're going to ring the doorbell, and someone's going to answer that door of opportunity for you. But unfortunately, just because they answered, just because you filled out that job application, doesn't mean that they're going to hire you. Okay. Just because you filled out that college application doesn't mean that they're going to admit you. But that's okay. No as an answer just means not yet. Okay. No as an answer just means not yet. Don't let that kill your pride. Don't let that demoralize your self confidence. Keep moving on and go on to the next door. Okay. Guys, I want you to continue to earn that life currency and do not wait for opportunities, man. Okay. Do not wait for opportunities. The young man that earned his CADE certification, right? Man, he's acquiring so much life currency, right? Young man, you got that certification. Try to gain as much experience as you can. Okay. Put yourself in a position to learn and earn while you learn. All right. Don't wait, guys. Have an aggressive mindset about going through those doors of opportunities. Okay.
Coach Darren, we got a hand.
Yes, sir. Question.
I wanted to say that I agree with that because a few years ago when I first came to my school, they had an opportunity for a gifted program, and I tried to apply for it, but then they started questioning, whether or not I could do the things that was necessary for the gifted program. So I just kept going. I kept working hard, and now I'm on the way to getting my drone certification to be a pilot for a drone, and I'm also on the way to getting my associate's degree when I graduate next year from my school, because I've already been through LSU, Southeastern, and now I'm going through LSU.
Man, Dalen, right?
Yes, sir.
Dalen,
Dallin. Yes, sir.
Dallin. Okay, Dallin. Look, man. First of all, I want to applaud you for the courage of being able to share. All right, that's number one. And then number two, man, for you to be able to understand that that no just meant not that may not be ready for me at that time, or you talked about just continue to keep going. Right. That's what I mean by don't wait. Okay, don't wait because look, guys, this world is about competition. All right, this world is about competition. So it's important, man. If you're the people that are raising you, if they're sharing with you that, hey man, you gotta have some get up and go in you, that's what they're talking about. All right. Because they're gonna parent you the best way that they can. Mr. Desmond is gonna mentor you the best way that he can. But it's all about your self-confidence and believing in yourself and creating that image. You don't have to wait, guys. There are going to be multiple doors of opportunity as you continue to lengthen that dash. There are going to be multiple doors of opportunity that are going to come about. And just keep in mind, sometimes you're going to have the key. You're going to earn your drone certification, right? Sometimes you're going to ring that doorbell and nobody's going to answer. They told you no. Sometimes they're going to open that door and you're going to find this out, man, as you go along, right? Well, hey, I have all this experience. I have the certification. They may not want you at that time, man. It's okay. All right. But you've done what you're supposed to do. You can go to bed at night with a lot of self-confidence because you've done what you're supposed to do. All right. Good job, man. Thank you for sharing again. All right. Let's go to the next one. As we come to the end, continue to earn while you learn. Now, here's what I believe, guys. All right. I believe that experience is the best teacher. Okay. I believe that experience is the best teacher. And I'm talking about from an academic and non academic standpoint, also. All right. Here's what I mean by that. If you continue to practice in math class, if you continue to practice in English, if you I heard someone put on about a small win about their physics class, if you continue to practice, guys, right, you're gaining experience. Okay. So you're learning what to do and what not to do. All right. Experience is the best teacher because, guys, it never needs a substitute. Okay. Then experience doesn't call in and say they're not coming to work today. Your experiences, guys, your life experiences are so important. And that's what I mean by earning that life currency. That's all it is experience. But you got to be able to go through things to gain experience. You have to be able to have that self-confidence to be to give yourself opportunity to be successful and to give yourself opportunity to fail. Okay. That pass or fail grade, it all depends on how you look at it. Right. Yeah. Sometimes in school, man, we're told that if you get a 60 or below a 70, that's a failure. Hey, I always look at it as, man, that's a lesson. What could you have done better? But in life, guys, when you're acquiring this life currency and you're dealing with experiences, it's all about how you look at it to determine if it's a pass or fail situation in life. It's all about that perspective. Okay. Just because someone told you no, if you feel like you're a failure, that's on you. Okay. But I believe after leaving this experience today, that you guys are going to understand that there are no failures in the experiences of life. Okay. It's either a blessing or a lesson. All right. That experience, guys, it also, man, it'll help you because you can learn from what you've done in the past. That'll help you to what you're doing right now in the present. And then what you're doing in the present will allow you to learn about the future. Okay. So that's why I think that experience is the best teacher. All right. I'll share with you guys about how experiences have helped me both at Langston University, as you see there, and at Xavier University. So at Langston University, man, I was on academic scholarship and athletic scholarship. All right. I started all 4 years at free safety playing football. My body wasn't ready yet, but my mind was to play, and I had to play. Okay. And guys, I'll tell you this, man, I had to maintain a 3.5 GPA just to keep my scholarship. All right. So we're talking about a little time management. I'm gonna give you a tool right here. Okay. At Langston, every day at 7 o'clock, if you wanted to find out where Darren Franklin was, I was in the G.L. Harrison Library on the second floor by the window doing my homework. Now,
I hope y'all taking notes. I hope y'all taking notes.
For most guys, they have a self-confidence thing and they couldn't understand, like, man, my peers will come up to me like, Frank, where you going? Why are you going to the library? See, I already knew, guys, that I couldn't go back home. My people weren't playing, talking about, oh, you can't earn your scholarship. So every day I had that self-structure to go do what I need to do on that second floor of that library. But here's the biggest thing. My friends respected me because they saw I was consistent and they saw I had my shoulders back, my head up high, and I was in tune with what I believed in and knowing that I had to do what I had to do. So my real friends, they respected that, man, because they knew I was on a mission. But not only was I on a mission academically, I was also on a mission athletically. Okay. So what I'm saying is I used to get up in the mornings at 5:50 and go to the weight room with my position coach. On Sundays, when nobody else was out running, I went to go jog a mile because I knew I had just played a game on Saturday. I had that determination, man. Yeah, I had that dream of getting to the NFL, like some people do, right? It didn't work out, but I had the opportunity to play professional ball, man, for 2 years because, guys, I had that self-confidence and I understood that experience was the best teacher. Okay. Fast forward to Xavier University. Now I'm a grown man. I got a family, 2 kids. At the time I was married, living in New Orleans. I was also teaching physical science and mathematics at St. Augustine High School. I also was the head freshman football coach. I also was in school. I also was a varsity safeties coach at that time. And I was taking classes after school at nighttime at Xavier. Well, number one, man, I knew I needed to get my master's in educational leadership because it was going to help me in the future. See, I was doing some present things to help me to better myself in the future for doors of opportunity. Okay. But I could have been like, man, it's too much. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until I stop coaching. No, I didn't wait. I had a door of opportunity. The school where I was teaching at, they were going to reimburse me, guys, for me going to get my master's because that's going to make me better as an educator. So why wait? I didn't wait. What did I do? I took advantage of my time. I had to really structure my time so that every minute that I had throughout the day, I kind of wrote it down what I was going to have to do at Langston and at Xavier University. So for my guys that are in high school right now, you may be involved in extracurricular activities. You may have a job. We had a young man had to go to a job. I would suggest, guys, that you use your phone, man. Okay. Make a calendar, man. Use that calendar on your iPhone. Use that Google Calendar, guys. Just type in and make the times and the dates of the things that you have to do. Okay. Turn on those notifications for about 2 days ahead or an hour ahead. Okay. So that you get that notification to remind you, man, life is busy. We understand that. Okay. But what you're doing in the present, if you set up that calendar, will help you to be more successful in the future. And then when the future comes, you can learn from the past to help you again in the present and in the future. It's all about earning while you learn, guys. You don't have to wait. Okay. You don't have to wait. I'm saying that you want to make sure, man, that you take advantage of your time and understand that experience is the best teacher. And it's not always just your experience. I just share with you my experiences. Okay. You can learn from my experiences. I always like to use this acronym, HELP. I think that teenagers need to do a better job of asking for help. What do I mean by that? Have you ever learned through the progress? So if you see someone that's already achieved some of the things that you want to achieve, ask them for help. Have you ever learned through the progress? Okay, we can go on to the next one. All right, guys, last question for you guys. Okay, I want you to take some thought about this. We're about the halfway mark, I know, of the school year, getting close to it, right? Okay, getting close to the halfway mark. Okay, and right now, man, I want you to do some self-reflection. All right, I want you to do some self-reflection about your experiences so far. Okay, and I just want you to type in the chat, what are 5 strengths, skills, or abilities that have helped you to be successful so far this year? And it doesn't necessarily have to be academic, gentlemen. Okay, it can be about life also. But what are 5 strengths, skills, or abilities that have helped you to be successful this year? Okay, go ahead and type those in the chat for us. Give yourself some time to think about 5 strengths, skills, or abilities that have helped you to be successful so far during this school year. Go ahead and type those in the chat for us, guys. We're almost finished, man. You guys have been doing an awesome job of being engaged and participating. I appreciate that. Tutoring, studying. Yes, sir. Good. Thank you. Let's get those responses, guys. Strengths, skills, or abilities. Okay.
Come on, guys. Let's type. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Connor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Connor. Thalen, communicator, asking for help. Good. Honesty. All right. That's it. Good. Good. Keep typing those in, guys. And as you continue to type those in, okay, you want to use those, man, to help you with to accumulate some small wins. All right. Use those to help you to accumulate those small wins that we talked about. And taking that selfie. Okay. Staying calm under pressure. Good. Outstanding. Outstanding. We appreciate that, guys. We're going to finish up here. If we can go to that next slide. So let's recap what we learned today. All right, now this F42 experience. Earning that life currency, man, every day. You have a chance to get better. Okay. Remember, your dash is what describes what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Okay. Those doors of opportunity. Don't wait, guys. walk through those doors, understand that you may have to knock, listen, wait, okay, for someone to open the door. And even if they open it and tell you no, that just means not yet. All right. And we definitely understand that experience is the best teacher. Okay. And it doesn't always have to be your experience. Ask for help, guys. All that means is you're asking, have you ever learned through the progress? Okay. Good. Well, we're going to have a survey coming up here in a second. Um, Mr. Desmond is going to put in a link for the survey. And for me, guys, I just ask, man, that you guys be honest. I'm always trying to get better as I indulge as a public speaker. Okay. So I definitely welcome your feedback, man. All right. Definitely welcome your feedback and share with me some ways that I can get better. Also, guys, if you think that there are some other people that can benefit from this F42 empowerment experience, feel free to pass them on, follow me on different social medias, and put me in contact with those people who I can share this message with other guys or even young ladies who could benefit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Darren. Can you send me that link one more time? I'm trying to
Yes,
look
sir.
for it.
Yep. And you can go ahead and show the slide for them also.
Okay. Yep, there we go. Oh, there it is, guys. Please go ahead, scan that QR code. That means right now. I know some of y'all gonna do it later, or I'm gonna do it later. No, let's scan right now. Get this man the feedback that he's asking for. All right. We've learned a lot today. I know I definitely have. I don't know if y'all do this. Here's another. Thank you for that, Mr. Darren. Here's another pro tip
Gotcha.
for college prep. Okay, learn other people's strategies for winning too. Coach Darren just gave us the
Yes,
whole game,
sir.
the whole blueprint. And then I'm sitting here looking in this chat, man. Y'all doing a lot of stuff that I don't do.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just being. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. So I'm gonna go through all of this right here. I've been taking screenshots of all these good things that y'all do to be successful. And I'm a steal some of these ideas. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Because y'all got some serious strategies for success already as
Yes,
young
sir.
people. So lean on your circle, like Coach Darren was saying. You don't know who else is in this group right now, who might be your roommate, in the future. So really think about that. I'm dropping this right here in the chat as well. Mr. Darren asked me to share with you all. Go ahead, follow that link as well. Right now, if you still here, brother, thank you for reaching out. You're good to go. Thank you for that communication.
Yes, sir, fellas. Take you a few more seconds, man. Or you guys let me know, put thumbs up or unmute yourself. Or you guys, do you have access to that feedback survey?
Thumbs up if you're doing a survey. Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Got one thumbs up. Two thumbs up. Three thumbs up. Thank you, Major. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Dallin. Thank you, Jalen.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir. All
Ben.
right. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Good. Good. Okay. All right. Well, as you guys finish up, we'll go to one more slide. So as you guys finish up that survey, man, I'm gonna share with you this last story about JT the Builder. Okay, and can continue to fill out that survey. You have the link. Mr. Desmond shared it in the chat. But there's this guy, man, JT the Builder, right? Um, I've seen him in the areas of where I live out in Dallas Fort Worth area, and he's a home builder. Okay, he's been working for this developer, man, for a long time. All right, like guys, when you pull up to a JT to build a home, you know it. Like his homes, they have the big columns, man. They have the horseshoe driveway. Most times, his homes are two-story or even three-story type homes. I mean, they're immaculate from the outside. But then when you open the doors and you go to walk in, man, you see the marble floors, or it's that shiny hardwood. You'll have the granite countertops. He's got the big ceilings, and it's immaculate. Okay, he definitely stands on business. He's the guy for home building. Okay. But JT, he told his boss, man, he said, hey, look, man, I've been doing this for a while. I put my stamp on things. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the business and go out to another venture and kind of live my retired life. Well, the developer said, well, JT, man, can you just build us one more home? We have this couple, we have this person that we want to, they requested your services specifically. So JT was like, yeah, for the strength of you in our relationship, I'll do one more home. So he went in but this time, man, JT, he didn't get his best crew of guys to help him build this home. This time, guys, he didn't use the best materials. Okay. And even this time, man, for some reason, JT just didn't put a stamp of approval with his effort on building this home. But he did finish it for the developer, and the developer came by. The developer, his boss, came by, and he saw the home. From his eyes, he thought it was a JT built home. Okay, he didn't see any difference. But the developer, he said, Mr. JT, look, man, um, because you've been so loyal to us, because you've worked so hard, and you've put your maximum effort into building all these homes, I'm going to give you the keys to this house that you built. So, what do you think JT felt after receiving those keys? How do you guys think Mr. JT felt after he received those keys from his boss?
He didn't put his all into it.
You think he felt a sense of regret? Because what?
Because he didn't put his all into it.
He didn't put his all into it. Okay. Well, here's the life lesson, man. All right. Here's that earning while you're learning. Listen, guys, any opportunities that you get, put forth your effort, your best effort, because you never know how it's going to end up. Do you think that Mr. JT would have put his best effort had he known that those keys were going to be for him? I'm
For
quite sure, right?
sure.
Yeah. Okay. So when you go to work, right, right, if you're mopping floors, make sure that thing's shining and sparkling. Okay. If you're serving people at tables, make sure you're giving your best service. Okay. Listen to me, guys. That dash, another thing about that dash is you never know how people are watching you. You never know who's watching you. Okay. Just because they don't tell you something doesn't mean that you're not being observed. Always put your best foot forward. Okay. Because you never know what's going to come out of it. And that's why I'm talking about making sure that you guys know each other on this call. You ain't got to be best friends. All right. But you never know what the future is going to hold, man, for the people on this call. Okay. You may be able to help each other out. It's nothing like having a familiar face when you go to a foreign place. Okay. So make sure you keep that in mind. Uh, I hope, guys, that you guys are able to do some things differently, man, coming out of this experience. Um, I know that we went over a little bit of time, but this is just a rhetorical question. Okay. You don't have to necessarily answer it right now, but I want to just keep it on your mind. Or if you want to answer it on my social media, that would be cool too. And tag Magnificent Male Experience. Um, what would you do differently based on your participation in this F42 experience? Not looking for you to type it in the chat right now because I want you to be able to think about it. But if we ever see each other again, you want to answer that question and let me know, man, I appreciate it. So if we can go to that last slide, Mr. Desmond, so they could see how to follow us on social media, man. And it would be great, guys, if you could answer that question following us on those platforms. So appreciate it, guys. I enjoyed this experience with you all, man. Yeah, I don't know if we have time to answer any questions or if guys have any comments or anything like that.
Yep. So if you all got any questions based upon what he said, what does he do? You got questions about who he is, his journey, his struggles. Right now is the time to to ask those questions.
I have something to say. Is it like what was I gonna say? Um, what is the biggest challenges you've have gone through your journey? Like, what are some of the things that we should look out for when we're trying to do the exact same thing?
Okay, Major. Thank you again, man, for asking the question. Are you asking me from a standpoint when I was in high school, transitioning into college?
Yes. Like, what are some
Okay.
of the downsides? Like, what are some of the struggles you went through? Like, I knew you were talking about prioritizing studying over having friends or like going home and doing whatever.
hmm Yeah, nah. So I tell you what, man. As far as like partying and stuff like that, you got to understand. I grew up in New Orleans. All right. So since the age of 13, I have been partying, bro. All right. You know, I was in clubs in the college with my cousin when I was 14 and 15 years old. I had been around the Bayou Classic and all that all my life. So when I got to college, that wasn't that wasn't new to me. Like, so um, I think what I could have done better though was like I could have done a better job of networking. Okay. And that's why I'm so big on that. I challenge my son to do those types of things and my daughter. Like people know me, right? And they know me for playing football. I was a real quiet guy. I would also venture out to say I could have communicated more, right? Um, I was a humble guy, but now in a position that I am as a grown man and being an entrepreneur, like I'm talking to any and everybody. I walked into Mr. Desmond's office. That's how I got this opportunity. But some people can't believe that I'm doing public speaking because when I was your age, I wasn't talking to anyone. So what I'm saying is, man, if that makes you uncomfortable to talk to people, right? I would challenge you to increase and enhance your communication skills because that is something that I notice about a lot of teenagers, the communication piece, man. And it's not all you guys' fault, okay? I learned how to be a little more social in school, but unfortunately, school is not like that anymore. That's a different conversation for a different day. But I would challenge you, Major, to number one, continue to enhance your communication skills. Also, don't be afraid to network with people. Basically, if you just want to ask Leon, hey, Leon, man, what are some things that you are interested in as a teenager? What do you want to do in the future? You may want to ask Kaysen, hey, Kaysen, man, like, what kind of games do you play? Why do you play those games? Right? Just trying to find commonalities amongst us will help us to develop rapport and relationships with one another, man. It's all about who you know, guys. Okay? It's about who you know. All right? It's about who you know that will get you there. What you know will keep you there. I'm going to say that again. It's about who you know will get you there. What you know, as far as all those experiences and that life currency, will keep you there. I wish I would have done a better job at that at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 something years old. All right. Good question.
And I hope y'all are taking notes because this brother is dropping some serious gems right now. There are some serious mistakes and setbacks that my life would be completely different if I would have had the wisdom that he's giving y'all right now. And for some of y'all taking it and you receiving it. Some of us, we might not be locked in. We still locked out. Okay, let's lock in. Let's lock in. Let's take a couple more questions and we're gonna shut everything down at 12:30. Any other questions? Come on, guys.
Okay, there's one in the chat. Um, Man, that's an outstanding question. So the question is, how do you know when no means that it isn't the right time for an opportunity versus no meaning this isn't the right opportunity at all? Okay. Well, I'll just share this. Um, I'll share from a sports perspective. Okay. So being a coach, sometimes kids used to ask me like, Coach, man, can I get in the game? Why I'm not playing, right? And they just were not developed yet to compete at a high level. Okay, notice I said yet. So they had to go back and do some developing and work on their game. All right, that's the one kind of no. But then when it's a no for not the opportunity at all, man, sometimes you don't know that until you get in it and it just doesn't work out. But again, that's part of that experience. That's part of acquiring life currency. You don't always know the answers, guys. We, the only thing that you're going to know the answers for most times is when you're studying for a test at school. But in life, there are really some instructions. They got a lot of books about life. That's called theory. But when you live in life, you're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn as you grow. Okay. So I can't give you a definite answer about the difference between not yet and meaning no at all. I just know, man, that pursue those opportunities and the universe is going to show you what's for you and what's not for you. Okay. The only thing, and we all males on this, and it's part of me being a dad and a coach too. I'll tell you when no really means no. When you're dealing with a young lady, if she say no, that's what it means. Yeah, I'm talking to you. All right. I see. You feel me? Because I would be remiss not to put that on being a dad, right? An uncle, a cousin, a coach. That when a young lady says no, that means no. All right. Next question.
That's facts. Thank you, Coach. I think we got one more in the chat.
Okay. All right, man. Good, Ben. All right. So, all right. So Ben, okay, Ben asked the question of, and I'll read it. You said that's not what you know, but also that I'm sorry, hold on. Who you know. Okay. So what I mean by that is, and I'll use our experience today, okay, of why I'm here. My mom knows one of Mr. Desmond's co-workers. So my mom said, you need to go see Mr. Williams. Well, Mr. Williams and I had been exchanging texts, and I told him I was coming down to New Orleans. He said, hey, I'm not in my office, but I need you to go see Mr. Desmond, who's across the hallway. So I went to go see Mr. Desmond. Mr. Desmond told me about the Magnificent Male experience. Now I'm on this call. I told my mom what I was trying to accomplish, okay? And because she knew Mr. Desmond's coworker, Mr. Desmond's coworker put me in contact with Mr. Desmond. Now I'm here enjoying the Magnificent Male experience. So what does that mean? Number one, you have to be able to communicate and talk to people. You have to also, okay, let people know what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. All right? Because if more people know what you want to do and they're interested in seeing you succeed, most times they'll help you. They'll put you in contact with someone who can help you. I didn't know Mr. Desmond. I wasn't going to see Mr. Desmond. I was going to see his coworker. Okay? But because I opened my mouth and talked to my mom and asked her a question, she sent me on my way. I met a gentleman at an entrepreneur's event on Wednesday. This gentleman introduced me to another gentleman. He said, hey, man, you need to get with Mr. Hunter because he does podcasts. So on Wednesday, I told Mr. Hunter I was going to reach out to him again. We exchanged phone numbers. I called Mr. Hunter yesterday as I was driving down from Dallas to Louisiana. Mr. Hunter and I talked about the podcast, but then because we were having conversations, we wound up talking about housing development. I had a conversation with a guy that's a housing development guy. Okay. But that conversation only happened because I went to an event, I talked to someone, introduced myself, told them what I did, and they introduced me to another person. The commonality is you have to be able to communicate, guys, and be able to talk to people, and then share with people what it is that you're looking to do. All right. So I hope that answered your question.
If
All
I
right,
could
Mr.
build
Desmond, I think
a
that
little
that's it.
bit, yes, sir. If I could build a little bit on that point before we go ahead and get out of here, y'all, I apologize that my laptop about to die and I can't have that happen. It's too much richness happening for batteries to be dying. Okay, but look, I want to say this to y'all. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold up. Can y'all hear me? Oh no. Come on. Come on. Can y'all hear me?
Okay, it looks like he's coming back on.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, cool. I apologize for that, y'all. I'm trying to do two things at once. But I want to say this because it's really important about what he said. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there, put yourself out there, put yourself out there. You have to communicate. Communicate if you're not ready. Communicate if you're struggling. Communicate if you're scared. Still do it anyway because you'll never be perfectly fully prepared. This goes back to what he was saying about that life currency. Some things you're not even going to know that you're not prepared until you do it. And then you're going to be like, dang, like, I really wasn't prepared. Like, wow, but you got to laugh at yourself, right? And I'm not saying like make fun of yourself, but don't take yourself so seriously to where you do it one time and it doesn't go well and you don't try again. All right. You got to go try again. You got to laugh at yourself.